Hi, I'm Bella.
And I'm Lexi.
And welcome back to All the Shakespeare We Fear,
where we talk about all the awful Shakespeare books you had to read in high school.
Today's episode covers the following. Who gives an F about Macbeth? We all have read Macbeth and know that the so-called tragedy ends with,
spoiler alert,
Macbeth dying.
I'm not sure if that could be considered a tragedy, but considering it was in the old days, we can probably let it slide.
Alright, let's start off with discussing the witches.
Ooh, this is a really good one to start off with.
I know, right? At first, I was so confused on what was happening, but I sort of got the gist at the end.
I also feel like they showed up out of nowhere and that the vibe was off.
And how Macbeth just came off the battlefield when it all happened?
Yeah, super weird. But on a real note, who would even listen to a random person telling them about their fortune?
Exactly. Like, if someone were to ever come up to me and tell me I'm gonna become the princess, why would I listen?
Exactly, and I definitely wouldn't take it as I need to kill the current king. Like, come on.
Macbeth was definitely a lost cause from the start.
Agreed. And when Macbeth says, "Speak if you can, what kind of creatures are you?" Like, what does he expect them to say?
I know, right? Like, oh no, we are most definitely spooky, scary creatures. What logic is there in asking what looks like humans, right? Unless the witches don't necessarily look like humans. But if that were the case, would the question really need to be asked?
Yeah, there is a lot of things in this book that seem like kind of unnecessary.
A big thing I saw throughout the book was a lot of the language. Words like nay and thou. It's almost like they were just trying to make it sound more complicated.
Yeah, and they would use thou in a lot of places instead of saying you. But in other parts of the book, they also said you.
Either this book isn't very accurate, or they need to stick with the timeline when writing. Totally. And like, nay? Really? What are we, horses? And last time I checked, the whip and nay was back in 2016. Not that old.
Like, why not just say no? It has a justified meaning and is literally 2 letters. N and O. I mean, come on. I thought the words were then supposed to be more profound.
Yep, and sounding like a horse when saying it doesn't exactly sound profound to me.
Alright, then we have Give Me Your Hand, Conduct Me to Mine Host, We Love Him Highly.
Whoa, that went from completely normal English to sounding like someone who doesn't know any English whatsoever.
Yeah, Conduct Me to Mine Host just sounds off and a little too wordy.
You know what else can be wordy? Yeah, listener, I'm talking to you. Your essays that may be about this tragic book. But don't worry, Grammarly is here to help.
When writing your essay that we both know you didn't really write, you can use Grammarly to help solve all your bad vocabulary issues.
And hey, if you do, maybe you won't be over here sounding like poor old Shakespeare in his writing.
But seriously, get Grammarly. It helps you even when sending an email to a teacher asking them to bump your grade up.
And makes you seem more professional.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's wordy and hard to read.
Anyways, another topic we wanted to talk about is the death of Banquo. That was a whole nother level of chaos.
Yeah, when Banquo and the murderer are casually talking like, it's gonna rain, and the murderer's like, good, let it, and then boom, Banquo was dead.
Talk about a change of heart in such a quick timing. 1 minute it's like they're catching up with each other, and the next it's someone trying to murder Banquo.
Gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, that is definitely not how you pick up the ladies. You will have them running away from you if they aren't already.
Next, we will be discussing the apparitions, and more specifically, the second one.
It says something along the lines of how Macbeth won't be able to be harmed by someone born of a woman.
But in the end, we all know he dies by someone who was born from a cesarean section.
Which, if you think about it, is still born from a woman. I mean, that makes sense considering a mom had to carry the child and eventually give birth to it, just not in the normal way everyone would think.
Yeah, the logic of this book really wasn't there. Like, Shakespeare really did try to have us with that plot twist, but I hate to break it to you, it wasn't all that great.
But hey, you know what is great?
Listening to some awesome music while writing the script of a podcast.
Yep, and you can do that on Spotify.
Even better, you can get Spotify Premium. You get all the music you love without any awful ads.
Like Grammarly. Wait, that's not what I...
Spotify Premium, the music you love with no interruption.
Get Spotify Premium and enter the new decade with an upgrade. Play your favorite new song on repeat or skip over and over. With Premium, you're in control of the soundtrack. And that's better. Get 3 months of free Premium now.
Okay, back to this amazing discussion.
Let's talk about how Lady Macduff and her children were running through the forest.
First off, this is horror movie logic. One, it seems like, let's run into a forest where we could definitely trip and fall and get captured.
Yeah, back to what I was saying earlier, to where there wasn't any logic in this book.
While they were running from the killers, you know what I think of?
She's a runner, she's a track star. She gon' run away when it gets hard.
Oh my gosh, you were totally right, but it definitely isn't that fast since she, well, you know.
Yeah. Well, while we are on the topic of a TikTok sound, let's have our last advertisement of the day.
Because we have bills that need to be paid.
On TikTok, you can create new videos that are so creative.
Whatever your interest may be, I can guarantee you it's on there.
And a lot of hit songs that you know appear on TikTok, like Levitated by Dua Lipa.
Lottery by K-Camp. And many others.
Show your creativity and ideas through 15-second videos on TikTok. Well, that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed us smack talking this amazing book.
I honestly enjoyed it. The PTSD from all the Shakespeare books I've read has gone away.
I was just gonna say that.
Well, anyways, thank you for listening, and I hope you tune in to next week's podcast where we're discussing the amazing play of The Merchant of Venice.
Bye-bye.